Welcome to the LACERS 2026 Open Enrollment presentation. Today, we'll go over everything you need to know for this year's Open Enrollment, including important dates, plan changes, premium updates, and health and wellness resources available to you. Our goal is to help you make informed decisions about your health coverage for 2026. So let's begin with the Open Enrollment timeline. Open enrollment will run from October 15th through November 17th. During this period, you can enroll in a new plan, change your current plan, or add dependents. Open enrollment is for if you want to enroll into a new plan, change your current plan, or add dependents. Remember, once open enrollment ends, you can only make changes if you experience a qualifying event. Any changes you make now will take effect on January 1st, 2026. So overall, the estimated premium cost for LACERS medical, dental, and vision plans will increase by a 8.35% in 2026. So let's highlight some of the key updates by plan. Scan Health will now be available in 6 new California counties: Kings, Sacramento, San Joaquin, Placer, Tulare, and Yolo. Anthem Medicare Preferred will have updates to preferred diabetic testing supplies. Freestyle and Dexcom will replace LifeScan products, and access to care is merging under MTM. For United Healthcare, we'll discontinue its emergency response system with Lifeline, effective December 31st, 2025. Retires can convert to private pay or discontinue the service. So this slide shows the carriers with rate changes for 2026. The rate changes will be for Kaiser, Anthem, Scan, United Healthcare, and Delta. We'll review each of these plans next. So for Delta Dental PPO, premium will change in 2026, and Delta Care HMO will not have any increase in 2026. So as you can see in the slide, Delta Dental PPO will be seen for the single party plan, $1.36. And for the two-party plan, it's going to increase $2.71. Also, as you can see in the slide, for the Delta Care USA HMO, you will not see any increase for the one-party or two-party plan. So let's talk about subsidies and reimbursements. Because Kaiser two-party premium increased by $89.26, the maximum medical subsidy will also increase by that same amount, from $2,318.58 to $2,407.84 per month for retirees under 65 or with Medicare Part B only. The medical premium reimbursement program maximum will match this same amount. Maximum dental subsidies will be $42.93 per month for the PPO plan and $15.70 per month for the HMO plan. So now let's review the IRMAs, or income-related monthly adjustment amount. This is an additional surcharge applied to the Medicare Part B and D for individuals with higher income levels. It's important to pay this in full each month. Non-payment or partial payment of your IRMA can result in cancellation of your LACERS medical plan coverage. If you have any questions about your IRMA, please contact Medicare or CMS directly. So here are a few important reminders as you prepare for 2026. If you're planning on moving, please notify at least 30 days before to ensure your new zip code is covered by your current plan. When changing plans, check the new plan's prescription formulary and make sure your doctors accept the plan and are taking new patients. If you or your dependent will be turning 65, you must enroll in Medicare Part B and, if eligible, at no cost also enroll into Part A. Keep your contact information up to date with LACERS. Submit a change of address form for any updates to your address, phone number, or email. If you're updating your beneficiaries, complete the LACERS designation of beneficiary form. If you have a power of attorney, make sure LACERS has it on file for smooth administration. All forms can be found at lacers.org/forms-info-sheets. This year, LACERS will host virtual and in-person open enrollment meetings. Today is the last virtual meeting culminating with Delta, but we will be having, starting next week, all of our in-person meetings. You can register through My LACERS or by calling LACERS directly. So, and if you miss a virtual meeting, don't worry. All recordings will be available on our website. Our in-person meetings will be held at Hilton Woodland Hills on October 28th at 10 a.m. This has been updated from the Airtel. The reasons is because the Airtel Hotel did close indefinitely. The next in-person meeting will be at the Doubletree, Ontario on October 30th at 10 a.m. Then we will have Lakewood Country Club on November 4th at 10 a.m. And then finally at Almanzor Court on November 6th at 10 a.m. Again, virtual sessions will include presentations from each major health carrier throughout October. For more information, please visit www.lacers.org. You'll find health plan guides, videos, and other resources to help you compare plans, understand subsidies, and estimate your costs. If you have questions, you can reach LACERS at 1-800 or by email. 1-800-779-8328 or by email at lacers.health@lacers.org. For general questions, contact lacers.services@lacers.org. You can also visit us in person at 977 North Broadway, Los Angeles. We're open Monday through Friday. Remember to check our website for current hours and holiday schedules. And now I will present Mr. Jonathan Jimenez. He will be going over our LACERS Well program.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jonathan Jimenez, and I am an admin intern here at LACERS. I am part of the LACERS Well team. Today, I will go over what LACERS Well program entails of and what we do. Our theme for 2026 is Live Stronger, Longer. LACERS Well program. Our mission is to enhance the quality of life and retirement for LACERS members by providing resources and activities that promote health and wellness. LACERS members automatically have access to all the benefits of the wellness program upon retirement. The LACERS Well program was formed to take an innovative approach to retiree health optimization through development of educational and indirect support to improve the health of Los Angeles City employees. LACERS health plans such as Anthem Blue Cross, Anthem Blueview, Delta Dental, Kaiser Permanente, SCAN, and United Healthcare offer webinars, seminars, and programs aimed to avoid unnecessary healthcare utilization, control healthcare costs, and optimize the quality of life of LACERS members throughout their retirement. There's 5 elements of well-being that the wellness program promotes: purposeful living, and they are 1, purpose; 2, physical health; 3, financial wellness; 4, social engagement; and 5, community involvement. So the LACERS Well monthly activities and virtual offerings, that include computer tech classes with Mom's Computer, Aging Well discussion group with the Foundation for Senior Services, brain health classes with Alzheimer Los Angeles, Fitness Made Simple classes with Sean Ford, mental health webinars with the County of LA, financial mastery workshops and estate planning seminars, and carried sponsored webinars, and many more. Next slide, please. So LACERS Champions. The LACERS Champion program gives retired members an opportunity to become a champion and work directly with the wellness team to plan, coordinate, and promote the health and well-being of our members through sharing a special skill, hobby, or activity that they enjoy either virtually or in person. We currently have champions who facilitate an array of different activities through various regions such as Los Angeles, Torrance, Selmar, Sherman Oaks, Costa Mesa, Playa del Rey, Rolling Heights, Granada Hills, and Montebello. We also have champions that facilitate two of our virtual book clubs, two of our movie review clubs, and virtual chess clubs. LACERS World Champions are the backbone of this program, and members can anticipate, different activities that complement not only their personality, but expertise and personal goals. On the left, you can see one of our champions, Ben Galleros, going with other fellow members on the hike. The LACERS World Champion program, includes outdoor activities like pickleball in Montebello, as you can see on the left with our champion Leo and other members, hiking in Griffin Park or in Roseville in LA, Pasadena area, hula dancing in Costa Mesa, park walks in Silmar, and much more. We also, like I mentioned before, have the virtual activities like book clubs, movie review clubs, virtual chess, and special movie discussions. If you're interested in becoming a champion or just want to share any hobbies or interests with other fellow members, please feel free to send us an email at lacerswell@lacers.org, and our champion coordinator will connect with you. If you want to learn more about LACERS Well, here's our contact information. Please feel free to contact us about any future events, or if you have any questions, inquiries. Please also check out our YouTube and Facebook page since we are very active on there. So yeah, thank you all so much, and please drop any Q&A, any questions in the Q&A tab below. Thank you, and I will now turn it back to Maria.
Thank you, Jonathan. And the LACERS Well program is I believe, one of the only programs in the country for a pension plan that, continues to reach out to our retirees to keep them active and continue to learn and keep them motivated into going to our Delta Dental presentation. And Miss Carrie Ord will be doing the presentation.
Thank you, Maria. Good morning, everyone. I'm Carrie Ord with Delta Dental, and we're going to do a benefits overview for your dental this morning. And hopefully, if you have any questions, you can put them in the chat, and I can answer them following this meeting. Okay, first of all, we want to let you know that we really deal in oral health. However, we are concerned about overall health as well. And what this slide shows is various illnesses or health situations that are reflected in your teeth, or they can be a cause of problems with your teeth, or if you have problems with your teeth, they can exacerbate these various conditions. So we understand that everything is affected by your oral health. Nearly half of all U.S. adults over the age of 30 have some form of gum disease. And that's a pretty high statistic. Why it matters, again, is because poor gum health can affect our overall health. And research has linked gum disease to cardiovascular diabetes and stroke. So those are not fun things to have to deal with. Okay, you've got an option between two plans. You have got our Delta Dental PPO plan. And on the PPO plan, you can visit any licensed dentist. Your benefits are subject to an annual deductible and maximum. And the plan covers a wide range of services with no exclusions for most pre-existing conditions. So we have never excluded pre-existing conditions in our plan. So if you had a tooth out before you came into Delta, it doesn't matter. We still will take care of that situation for you. Preventive care like routine cleanings and exams are covered, usually at no cost. So that's a good thing to know, that precludes you skipping your cleanings or your exams every 6 months. And it is on a co-insurance basis. So you would pay the applicable co-insurance at the time of service with a contracted Delta Dental PPO or Premier provider. So keep that in mind, that if you stay with the PPO or the Premier network of dentists, your costs are controlled. And we'll talk about that a little later in the presentation. You also have a choice of Delta Care USA. And Delta Care USA, we simply refer to it as the HMO plan because it's a little easier than Delta Care USA, which is kind of a mouthful. So what you will do with the Delta Care plan, if you sign up for that, is you have to select a Delta Care USA primary care dentist. So whereas on the PPO plan, it can be any licensed dentist in network or out of network. But on the Delta Care plan, it has to be an in-network dentist. So keep that in mind. There are no deductibles or maximums on this plan. And the plan covers over 300 procedures without exclusions for most pre-existing conditions. So what you'll see is on both plans, pre-existing conditions are covered benefit. Okay. And your routine cleanings and exams have either low or no co-payments at all. So you don't pay anything for those. You pay your co-payment at the time of service with your assigned Delta Care USA provider. And Delta Care USA plan is offered in California for RCH members. Okay, let's talk about the PPO a little bit more. This is a guide to your particular covered PPO plan. And what you'll see at the top, it says deductibles. And you do have a deductible on this plan of $25 per person or $75 for the family. And that is when you start your dental care, that's when you would pay that annual deductible. So keep that in mind. If you have diagnostic and preventive care done, which would be your routine cleanings and your exams, that deductible is waived. So it really only starts when you start actual work, like fillings or crowns, anything like that. Okay, now your maximum for the year is $2,500 per person in network. So I want to really stress that. We really encourage you to try and stay in network with your providers. And you get a higher benefit that way because if they're in network, it's $2,500 per person per year. If they are not in network, it's $1,750 per person. So you can see you lose some benefit to go out of network. You don't want that. Your diagnostic and preventive benefits are covered at 100% in network. And you'll notice it says 80% out of network. So you lose a little bit of coverage if you go out of network, not just $1,750, but then your percentages that Delta pays goes down from 100 to 80%. Your basic benefits are covered at 80% and 70% out of network. Major benefits, which would be crowns, bridges, if you needed an implant, those are covered at 80% and 70% out of network. And ortho benefits are covered for dependent children only, but they're covered at 50% up to $1,500. That is a one-time lifetime maximum. And what that means to you is once we have paid $1,000 into that ortho case, then it doesn't renew like your regular benefits renew every year, but your ortho benefits is a one-time lifetime maximum. Okay. This talks about, I was talking about it, but this gives you a little more clear idea about why you would want to stay with the PPO or the premier dentist, the ones that are contracted with us. And what we've done here is we've taken an example. Let's say you needed a crown. And the crown, the charge is $1,300. So you'll see in the green column, $1,300 charge, but that dentist is a PPO dentist. And what they've agreed to is to accept $800 as their fee. So they have knocked $500 off of their regular fee for you because they are contracted for that. Now, the co-insurance amount is 80% of that PPO fee. So we would pay $640 of that $800. They can't balance bill you, but your portion would be $160. So you're getting a $1,300 crown, and if you're in the PPO network of dentists, you're only going to pay $160 towards that crown. Okay, now let's move to the next column. Say you can't find a PPO dentist that you want. Or maybe you're looking for someone you've been referred to. They're not available. They're not on the PPO list or directory. And what you have the option to do with Delta is go to the Premier network. And that means that instead of clicking on PPO for your plan, you can click on Premier for your plan. You'll get a whole list of different dentists. We have huge networks. And these dentists, this is how we keep our network so competitive and so large, is because some dentists say, I'm willing to discount to $800 for the crown, okay? And they'll sign a contract for that. We have our premier dentists who say, I'd love to be part of Delta, but I don't want to discount that much. So I'm willing to sign a contract for $1,000 for the crown. So you've got the same $1,300 crown, and the premier dentist is contracted for $1,000 as their maximum that they're willing to take. And then, of course, remember that your percentage goes down a little bit. So 70% of that $1,000 is what we're going to pay. And then if you look down below, there's no balance billing, but the member pays $300 for that $1,300 crown. So you can see why the PPO is less out of pocket and probably the most value. Then the second highest value would be Premier, where you pay $300, so you do pay a little bit more. Then if you go completely out of network, we have no way of controlling the fees if they're not contracted with us. So you want to be real careful to make sure your dentists have either Premier or PPO in order to get your best value. But on the non-contracted dentist, what you'll see, $1,300 crown, they're allowed the same amount as the premier dentist. So they're allowed $1,000 from us. And again, we will pay 70% of that $1,000, so $700, but they will balance bill you the difference between what we pay and what they charge. So on that $13 crown, instead of $160 or $300, you end up paying $600. I hope that makes sense. It's a little confusing, but I'll answer any questions for you in the end. Okay. We also have a program called SmileWay Wellness Benefits. And what this is an enhanced coverage for high-risk enrollees who have various chronic illnesses. And you have to have one of these qualifying conditions that are on the list. They are medical conditions. And you can, if you are suffering from one of these, you can actually opt into the SmileWay program online. Now, this includes 100% coverage for one, periodontal scaling and root planing, in addition to the one that's covered on your benefit. So we will give you an additional scaling and root planing, plus 100% coverage for up to 4 cleanings or periodontal maintenance. And again, this goes back to like the first slide when we were talking about illnesses affecting gum tissue and teeth, and gum problems or tooth problems affecting other kinds of illnesses in your body. And so our way of helping out with that wellness is to give you the additional cleanings or root cleanings at no additional charge to you, just because you happen to have one of these conditions. So that's a great program, and you would sign up online. So keep that in mind if you are suffering from one of those. We also have a cost estimator. I love the cost estimator. You can download our program onto your smartphone. You just will go to your Google Play or the iPhone app and ask for Delta Dental. It will bring up that app and you can download it to your phone. And once you've got that, it's very personalized, and you can also use the cost estimator on there, which will help you you can look at other dentists and see what their cost of procedures is, which I think is great. I'm sorry, I have a little tickle. So it also helps you find better fees if that's what you're looking for. And you can get all kinds of estimates on work that you know is coming up. So utilize that. That's a great benefit. Okay, now if you go to your dentist and he does a workup of what you need, and we call that a treatment plan, and if it gets upwards from about $300 plus, might be a good thing. You don't have to, but if you want to keep a rein on your finances and know what you have to pay out of pocket, then you can do a pre-treatment estimate. And how that's done is you ask your dentist to please turn in a pre-treatment estimate for you. Dentist will send all the details to Delta, and then Delta will figure out how much your out-of-pocket is going to be for that treatment. And they will take into consideration any deductibles, what your maximum is, how much you've used for the year, and they will come up with what your out-of-pocket amount would be for that treatment plan. It's really handy, and they'll send a copy to you and your dentist. Let's talk about Delta Care USA, which is our HMO. And you will actually say with Delta Care USA, this is what we call a fixed copayment plan. Once you're enrolled, you have to select a primary dentist from the Delta Care USA network. There's a wide array of services covered for whatever dental care you need. And then a copayment has been assigned to each of those services. So it's not like, well, it's a percentage of this, or, we pay this and you pay that. It's already established. The copayments are already established on the HMO plan. Okay. Always on coverage, no maximum and no deductible. You don't have to worry about that. And then transparent out-of-pocket costs are in your plan booklet. Okay. The costs and each service that's covered and the cost of the copay is right next to that service. And also, if you noticed before the premiums for the Delta, you'll see that the premiums are lower on the Delta Care USA. Okay. And this is just a little graph of how it works. And we've already kind of talked about it, but you can visualize it better with this. You choose your primary care dentist online or by phone, make an appointment, go ahead and visit the dentist for your services and pay your copayment, and that's it. So it's a pretty simple way of utilizing your dental benefit. Okay, this is a sample of some of the copayments that you will find, or this is kind of what it looks like when you look in your booklet. You'll see that all your cleaning and preventive care is zero. You don't pay anything for any of that. And then if you need, for instance, amalgam fillings, silver fillings, I don't think there's very many dentists now that are actually doing silver fillings, but we actually cover tooth colored fillings now. So you'll see that in your booklet. Root canals, copayment of $20. And then your scaling and root planing, there's no charge for that. Extractions up to $15 in a copayment. When you get into your crowns, dentures, implants, that type of thing, you'll see higher copayment, but they're still pretty much well within reason, because like on your crown, you'll see between $40 and $350 copayment. But remember, when we were looking at the chart of the fees for the crown, it was $1,300. So that your copayment is still very reasonable. And then dentures, $50 to $70. One thing that is not covered on the HMO plan are implants. They are covered on the PPO. They are not covered on the HMO. So keep that in mind. And then also, you've got child and adult orthodontic coverage on the HMO, whereas on the PPO, it's just dependent children. On the HMO, it's children and adults. So as an adult, if you need ortho, you can do it on the HMO. And this is just a sample of what your copayment would be.